Hey guys, let's do a quick overview of our header settings, and we'll go over to the back end, go over to Flotheme, click on header, and here we have all of the options and settings for our header. Now you'll start off by going over to the desktop header layout tab, and here you will choose the primary layout for all of your pages. So what you can see here is we've selected the following option, and then depending on the layout that you select here, options within the desktop header options will change accordingly to the selected layout. Now one thing that I want to mention is that you can see we have type C selected. However, if we take a look at our home page, you can see that we have a completely different header layout from what we have within our About page. So this is due to the option of us selecting a custom header, and we'll cover that in a different video. So heading back over to our backend over here, we'll go on over to the desktop header options and just quickly go over some of the settings that we have here. So first of all, we have a screenshot here, and we've broken down the header into several sections, and each section has its own label. So logos under label A, then we have a menu under label B, and so forth. Now over here we can make some basic adjustments. For example, like change out the background color for our header. You can change out the elements color. This is basically all of the fonts, text, social media icons, search icon, and so forth. Now if you want to use a different color, simply enable this checkbox, click over here, and you can choose selecting the color picker, or you can type in the color hex code into the following area. So whatever option works for you. Scroll further down here, we have all of the settings regarding our logo. Now there are three different types of logos for us to work with. However, we do have a more detailed tutorial on that, so be sure to click over here to check that out to see the differences between all of these different logo options. Further down, we have the option to set the maximum width for our logo on desktops and on tablet devices. Further down, we can make adjustments to our menu, for example, like adjust the font settings here. And then with the specific header layout that we've selected, we have two different drop-down options. We have a type A, which looks like this over here. And then we also have a type B, which looks like this over here. So depending on your preference, you can select the option accordingly. Now if we do select type B, you can see that we have color options unfold where we can adjust the colors for our drop down section. So this is all pretty simple and self-explanatory. Scrolling further down, we have a section that's called a lightbox trigger. You can just simply enable or disable this option. There's really not much to it. And then also search, enable, or disable this option. If you have this enabled, you can then adjust the search placeholder title and then also the fonts related to that title as well. So everything's pretty simple within the following section. Further on, we have our menu pop-up options. This is related to let's open up our home page. If we click on the following plus icon, this is called a menu pop-up. Okay, so all of the options and settings that relate to the following section you can find within this area here. Once again, this is not always applicable depending of course on the type of header that you select. Okay, and then we have our mobile header options. This is also pretty simple here. You can make some adjustments to colors, fonts, adjust the logo width over here, and then the options are pretty much exactly the same as what we've seen earlier, with just a few small differences. One of them would be the menu trigger. It could be a plus icon, a 2-line trigger, or a 3-line trigger, whatever option works for you. And then for our mobile menu pop-up, everything's here. Once again, pretty simple, self-explanatory. Adjust fonts, colors, and enable or disable certain options like social links and the lightbox trigger. Okay, so this is it in terms of our header settings. I hope everything makes sense in the following video, and I'll see you guys around later.